Well, Florida Congresswoman Paulina Luna joins us now. Congresswoman Luna, I think this is an important moment for Republicans to wake up, smell the roses, and learn to fight. Because Democrats are prepared to fight. They had a private call. They just want to get rid of the Virginia Supreme Court. They're taking this up to the Supreme Court. They're ready to pack it. You're a fighter. You're one of the strongest fighters in Congress. Are your colleagues waking up?
I think so. But, you know, we also have support from people like James Blair, who have been really assigned the midterm election fight. I just want to say this specifically, though. You know, Democrats will always say, oh, you know, Republicans are trying to remove minorities in Congress. Yet here I am, a minority woman sitting in a Republican seat. But I guess we're just the wrong type of minority, right? They don't like to talk about the fact that minorities can and truly are Republican and conservative. But yes, I do think that our Republican colleagues are on straight up defense right now. We know that they're going to try to play dirty this election cycle in the midterms. But more importantly, Kaylee, I think that a lot of the incoming class of freshman Republicans that will take and maintain the majority after this election cycle this November, I'm very conservative and I'm helping to get them elected. So I think that you're going to see a change in the environment that we currently have in Congress.
Yeah, I think that's a needed change because here's what we're up against. I want to play a soundbite from AOC. This happened at the end of last week. I think it's really important. It's really instructive. And I think this should be played on loop. Here are the plans of Democrats straight from AOC.
When you have to meet a 60-vote threshold, nothing is real anymore. You're not really responsible for any consequential decisions outside of reconciliation. Let Lisa Murkowski take that vote on the SAVE Act. Let Susan Collins take that vote on the SAVE Act. I dare you. I dare you. Call the question. Get rid of the filibuster.
Okay.
And let them be responsible for their own decisions.
So they're getting rid of the filibuster. I mean, what is the Senate doing outside of Mike Lee, Ron Johnson, and a few others? We're just sitting here and allowing Democrats to do this down the road.
Yeah, look, I think that this is something that we've been all saying is that, look, when Democrats eventually, because eventually they will, take control of the Senate and the House again, they're going to remove it anyways. And I think right now that Thune has been trying to get the American people off his back for not doing anything about voter ID, doing nothing about Save America Act. And now, Kaylee, look, I know that you're a mom, I'm a mom. He wants to put pesticide liability protections back into the Farm Bill and send it back over to the House. That is not what we voted for. That is not what the American people want. We want MAHA, we want MAGA, we want President Trump's agenda to be passed through, and he's blocking it. So, yeah, remove the filibuster, do your job. Otherwise, every single piece of legislation, John, that you send over to the House will die in the House. We will kill it. It will not happen.
Yeah, the Save America Act, I mean, we've been on this. It's week 17 that I've been asking for this. That's voter ID check. That's citizenship. I thought we were promised a vote on it. I mean, you've been fighting for this, but where is that vote?
Yeah, we were promised to vote on it in the Senate. He never did it. He said that the Senate didn't have time. Remember, this is John Thune saying it. He's saying that it's not a priority. And now we're hearing that the Senate wants to send a housing bill down to the House. It's not going to pass. We're going to kill it. And again, you know, I think Speaker Johnson, too, even on FISA, that's going to be up here in the next, I think, 30-something days. And we want voter ID. We want Save America on FISA. And so we'll have that fight again. Let's see what happens. But look, if we don't pass that, I don't expect the American people to be happy with the Senate and happy with us in the midterms. But I am still hoping that John Thune will do the right thing and listen to what you're saying, listen to what the American people want, and do his job. Otherwise, I think you should call his office and tell him how you feel. I know that he doesn't like that, and so let's put the pressure where it belongs.
Those pesky calls from those constituents. All right, Paulina Luna, keep fighting the good fight.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.